Hello, everybody. I'm Christine Schiavone, and our show is Spiritual Exploration. I am here this evening to talk about angels with two very dear friends of mine. I have Thomas Knights Templar on my left, and I have Mary Silvernail on my right. And we are going to tell you all we know about angels and who they are, what they do, and what they mean in our lives. First, before we go into that, though, I want to tell you that whenever you see 3 or 4 of the same number, like 3 or 4 ones, 3 or 4 twos, etc., in a row, on anything, on a clock, on a poster, on anything.
A license plate.
A license plate, that's right. In the meantime, but whenever you see that, angels are about. And they're letting you know that they are watching over you. And so when you see numbers like that, just remember and say what I say. I say, hey, angels, how you doing? They're welcome. I'm so glad you're with me. Because when they're with you, they're protecting you, they're watching over you, they're guiding you, and they're giving you some good stuff. In the meantime, let's talk about the different kinds of angels because they all have their own names. We have archangels.
We have archangels, cherubim.
We have guardian angels.
Seraphim.
Cherubim.
Right.
And what else do we have? We have then there's some bad angels. We're not going to talk about them.
Those are fallen angels.
Fallen angels.
That's the ones that run the show now.
Yeah.
But a lot of times people think that an angel is fallen when they're really not.
They're not.
Right?
No.
I would imagine, sure.
No, seriously. Because Tommy and I have done research on that, and we have found that lots of times people acknowledge a particular angel as being a fallen angel, and then when you look deeper into it, you find out that it's really an angel that is of assistance to mankind.
And
and
they
not
look fallen for a reason.
Yeah, people assume it, because they really don't delve
Well, it's
into
because
it.
there are fallen angels.
Yes, there is.
And we
Satan.
that was just about, she took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, Satan.
But, okay, well, let's talk about archangels. Is there only 4 of them? There's
4.
Saint Michael the Archangel, Saint Uriel, Saint Raphael, and Saint, help me.
Did you say Gabriel?
Gabriel. How could I
ready?
forget Gabriel? He's a messenger.
4 main
I'll give
ones.
you
4 main
I'll give you
ones?
the ones that I have with me all the time.
And then we
Okay.
could.
We got Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, Raphael, Sandalphon, Metadrin. We have Ariel, Azrael. We have
These are
Haniel,
all
Gabriel.
archangels.
Shamuel, Zadkiel. We
Oh,
have
wow, you know a lot of angels.
Gladiel and
Yeah.
Bridget and Athena and Orion and Melchizedek and Maximilian.
How do you know all those angels?
That's just to name a few.
That's just the name of it.
There's a load of them.
All right, so what is the purpose
It's not much.
of an archangel? What is their
That's
job?
why.
Because let's go through what their jobs are, what they do for us.
Oh, they each have
Archangels
different
are they all have their own
Well, before you even get
specific
started,
job.
before you even get started with that, if you're going to work with your angels, you want to work with your angels, okay, you have to accept them into your life and you have to invite them into your life. Okay, otherwise they're spectators in your life watching what you do on your own because you have free will.
Well, another thing
So
is
you
that if you
invite them.
want something, if you need something,
Well, there's
you
certain
have to
angels-
ask them.
For the archangels and things like that. I've had so many experiences, me and Mary, we were talking about, what was I missing recently? My phone, I think it was.
Yeah, your phone fell down in the.
It fell
Yeah.
somewhere in the truck, and I didn't know. And I couldn't find it. When I went to call it with my other phone, it kept on, because my watch is attached to it, it kept on not answering and not ringing. So I thought I had to lose this phone someplace else. And finally, I called in the troops and begging them to help me because I didn't want to have to have the ordeal of going to the phone store and getting another one because that's like 5 hours. I just did not want to do that. And luckily, the guy from the place, he came out with his phone. He called my number, and it rang. It was right there on the floor. It wasn't there, but it was there. Okay? It wasn't there when I first looked, but they put it there. It's not
Yeah.
the first time.
Well, I've
Absolutely.
seen things get moved.
Oh, yeah.
You know, little items or something. I didn't put it there. What's it doing over there? I left it over there.
Well, lots of times that's also, spirit. The spirits.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Our
Yes.
loved ones. Yeah.
To let us
They
know
can
that they're around.
Exactly. They like to let you know that they're around. They like to leave you signs. And our loved ones work with the angels a lot.
A lot, yeah.
A lot. Because lots of times people have the misgiving that when a loved one leaves this earth and goes to heaven, that then they're their guardian angel. But the truth of the matter is they are not their angel, but they're working with the angels.
With the angels.
Oh,
Because
sure.
they're within the angelic realm. So that's why lots of times people get mixed up with that,
Well, a loved one can't become an angel once
No.
they leave here, but they
Thank you.
can become a guide.
Yes,
yes, they can
absolutely,
become a guide.
spirit guide.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Once they get there, once they cross the veil, they become omnipresent, just like any other angel, which means they could be 1,000 places at one time.
Yeah.
All right. People say to me, "Goes, hey Tom, how come my father never comes to me?" He does.
Sure he does.
He just don't recognize it, and you're not willing to accept your angels and angelic guidance to help you. In your quest to know that your father or your mother is okay.
Yeah, because what happens is people expect their loved ones to actually
Appear?
Incarnate,
as,
yeah.
and that can
Oh, I
happen
wouldn't want
sometimes.
it. I know it can,
That
but I'm
can,
really not
usually
looking
it's
for that
not.
to happen.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, because it can scare, and the other side realizes that it could scare someone. And usually what it is that you just feel like a breeze when your windows aren't open in your house, and that's them, or you smell smoke if they had been a smoker.
My
Right,
mother
yeah.
with the
Flowers.
coffee and my grandmother, the two of
Oh
them.
my God, I know.
Oh
Or
my
sometimes
God.
you'll smell a perfume or a cologne of some sort.
Yeah.
Then you'll know that there's a spirit. And when you smell things like that, you know that it's a friendly spirit.
Absolutely. And on top of that, even the angels, many times, you could be driving along in your car and you don't even realize it, and all of a sudden, smell the smell of flowers, and you
Flowers,
don't
yeah,
have
yeah,
anything,
yeah.
right? You've
Yeah, I've
experienced
experienced
that.
I've experienced that in my
right?
house, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the angels letting you know, here I am.
Yeah.
Unless it's a certain scent that you associate with a loved one that had passed.
Well, my
Right.
mother, God rest her soul, she loved, she see the commercial, remember the Charlie commercials for Charlie Cologne?
Oh yeah,
You
it
know,
used to be
it's-
my
it's-
favorite.
used to wear
it's like,
I did
it was
years
like,
ago.
I used to call it like janitor in a drum because it just was so potent.
What, Charlie?
And
We
my
like
and my
Charlie.
mother would put Charlie on, and I smell Charlie from time to time.
That's your mom.
And I know it's.
I love Charlie. Yeah, it was my favorite.
Yeah,
Do
but the
they
crazy
make it?
I don't think it's around anymore.
Sorry.
she talks to me in
Oh,
Italian. She did it again today.
What you say?
And she's just saying a bunch of, Italian, I'm talking to somebody and she interjects into the conversation.
You've done that with me when
Yes.
I'm talking
Yeah,
to
yeah,
you.
yeah.
You
The
tell me your
interjections
mother
is-
said,
Yeah.
yeah.
She cracks me up with some of the things she said. When she said some stuff, I said, I can't say that, Mom.
Yeah. Aw.
She always tells me, why do you fa? Watch what you do. So.
Aw.
Well, anyway, getting back to the archangels, we'll start with
Yes.
them. What is their purpose as far as humans are concerned? What are they there for us? To answer prayers, to work miracles,
They're there to guide you on your life's path, the path you choose. Okay? If you are going through, you've gone through some stuff lately, and Michael will give you the strength and the fortitude to see it through. All right? If there's something you need to know, Gabriel will bring you that message.
Or Gabriel can help you find the words.
The words for that message.
To speak your message.
So,
Yeah.
and then, Raphael will help heal your heart. If your heart is broken or if there's a situation that needs to be rendered.
Or if someone is ill.
Yeah.
That Raphael
Yeah, he's
helps.
the healer.
Yeah. They each do different things. And that's the whole thing. But the reason that they come is to help mankind. That's really their purpose here.
Their purpose,
on Earth.
their purpose is to help mankind
Yeah.
awaken and to ascend.
Yes.
Because, yes.
Yeah.
And that's the archangel's purpose.
Absolutely, and there are so many archangels, Christine. You know, the four main ones you had talked about before, but oh my goodness, like what Tommy was saying, and there's even more. There's millions.
We have had so many experiences with the angels.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm talking to her on the phone, and I'm on the way down to her place in Waretown, and we're going to talk about Metatron. Well, they call him Metatron. I call him Metadrin. Okay, so we're talking about him, and all of a sudden, Brian was with me. There's this huge archangel in the clouds, huge.
Yeah.
I took a picture of her, I showed her.
Yeah.
You know, she couldn't believe it. Oh my God, look at this. Well, we're talking on a spiritual subject along the lines of archangels, and in the clear blue sky, bing, there's a mini rainbow.
Yep.
That's how they tell me.
But I watch
that's how they
this
validate.
program
The signs.
sometimes called Paranormal Caught on Camera, and it
Yeah,
would, people have caught things in the sky with the
Yeah.
clouds, you know,
Yeah.
forming a complete angel in the clouds.
Yeah, well,
or,
I've had that several times.
Yeah, you know, they
Yeah.
manifest themselves in different ways. Then there was another picture that I saw on that program, and it was two eyes in the clouds, like the eyes of God looking at you. So
Oh, wow.
oh yeah,
I see you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there's that eye out in outer space. Do you know what is that called again?
I've-
Do you
yeah,
know what
I
I'm
know the thing you're talking
about?
about. It's
Within the universe.
It's I believe it's a black hole surrounded
Yeah,
by something.
and it
can't
looks
remember.
just like an eye.
It looks like an eye. It does.
It's amazing. Yeah, the eye of God.
Who's to say it's not?
That's what I. Yeah.
You know, with everything.
That's what I'm saying. But you look at. I mean, you have Gabriel right behind you there, Chris. Look
that's
at
right.
that.
Look at that. She's got a message for me.
Yeah, he
We'll
sure does.
we'll see what it is when he wants to give it.
He sure does. And you know, the angels, like, besides numbers, like what you were talking about before,
Yeah.
Colors.
also they love colors. Yeah. And it's funny how we're talking about Gabriel. That's like, well, all the angels, beautiful.
white.
But Gabriel is white and always has the horn. And Tommy ended up wearing white tonight. And we were talking about a message for you, right? Earlier.
Yeah.
So there you go. You have Gabriel. Gabriel is the one who's going to let you know what your true message is, because sometimes things happen in our lives and we keep trying to find out, what is the message in this? What is the message?
Yeah, why did this happen? What
Yeah.
is the meaning, and what do I do with it?
And there's ways that you can connect to Archangel Gabriel. Well, all the angels, you just say,
He's a little
I
tougher
need you
than
now.
He's a little tougher than the rest of them.
Who, Gabriel?
Gabriel's a
Well,
little tougher.
there's a
yeah.
way to do it.
I thought Michael was the
No,
toughest.
No, he
Michael
comes
comes boom.
Boom. And many times you don't even have to ask for him. I've known so many people that, you know, Michael would suddenly show up and protect them from an accident or
That's right.
somebody.
Do you know how many
In other words,
times-
they
hitting them
don't
over
have
the head.
time to ask.
See how
Yeah.
many times he got me home?
Yeah.
When my truck wasn't supposed to run, the guy says, I cannot believe that this truck is running.
Well, Tommy, remember when you were the guest on my show, on Brian's and my show, Astrology, Angels, and More, on May the 10th, my birthday?
Yes.
And my daughter Kelly was here. She was up from Florida. And so Kelly drove home with me. And remember what I told you? Thank God Kelly was in the car with me, because she said, Mom, didn't you see that? There was a car that had just stopped and there was no lights on or anything getting off 440.
Oh,
And
boy.
it was like, yeah.
Yeah.
If Kelly wasn't in the passenger seat with
And
me
see
and
that.
seen that,
You
and
might have
I
hit
was
him.
alone like I'm usually,
You might have hit him.
yeah. So I really feel Michael jumped in.
Yeah.
I really
Oh,
do.
it's
I
very
feel
possible.
he jumped in.
I know
It's
that
not
the
mine.
angels, I mean,
Not
by
mine.
and large,
Not
we
mine.
have to ask them when we want something. You know, otherwise they can't just jump in and say, okay, you need this, I'm going to do it for you. You have to ask them. But I imagine in an emergency situation like that,
Yeah.
they would just
Yeah,
jump
they do.
in.
They do that. But keep in mind one thing. Whenever the angels or the archangels do something for you, always thank them.
Oh, of course.
I
I
mean,
would just
they
thank
have-
them for
they have-
being there.
They have been,
the
like, you know,
truth.
it's funny because I'm going into really terrible parking areas in South Brooklyn. And, you know, I have a truck and I just, I get frustrated riding around. They know I get frustrated. I said, just give me a spot that I can fit in that's legal. Boom, there it is. Or somebody gets in the car, starts the car, and leaves.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting over there like this, and I'm saying, thank you so much. Because I don't want to
But
have
you
to
have to
walk
have-
3-4 blocks carrying 50 pounds.
Gratitude is key.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Attitude of gratitude, always. Not only toward the angels, toward God, toward the
Yes.
saints. Anybody that does something good for you, you got to be grateful.
Absolutely.
Because then they know that you appreciate what they did, and they'll be there for you again.
When we do, on Tuesday, we're doing our podcast, and the archangel who would be the subject topic is Archangel Raziel.
Yeah.
Now, Raziel comes
This
in the feminine form most of the time, and it is rainbow colors. It's like going to get rainbow ice. It's in a rainbow of colors. And it was funny because we were talking about it. That night, I go to bed. I like to sleep on my hips. I have my hair like this, and I'm seeing the colors. And then I open up, and sure enough, there they are, little sparkling diamonds,
Yeah.
all different colors.
Yeah.
So I said, okay.
You texted me that.
Yeah, I texted. I
Yeah.
said, guess who's here? So there you
Yeah,
go.
last month on the podcast, what we did was Archangel
Azrael.
who is one of them that had the bad rap.
Yeah.
People think that that's the angel of death,
Of death, no.
like the Grim Reaper
No,
coming
he's
to
not.
get you.
He's the angel of transition.
And the angel who helps with grieving when you're going through grief or when you're going
Well,
through
those
any
who
kind
pass,
of a hard
he helps
time.
them adjust.
He shows them the other side,
side.
helps them over, shows them what to do on
Shows
the other
them around
side.
and-
Yeah. But he really helps people a lot who go through any kind of grieving.
Yeah,
The book and movie called Heaven is for Real,
Yes.
yeah, good movie.
about a 4-year-old boy that had a visit with Jesus while he was on the operating table having his appendix taken out.
Yep.
And after the story, after he got out of the hospital, he survived it, thank God. He's about 23, 24 now, something like that.
Yeah,
Well, he was born in 1999, so he would be 24. Anyway, so, but he survived it, but his parents didn't know he had to visit
He
with
had to-
Jesus
yeah,
until after. And they're riding by, they're passing the hospital. The father says to the boy, there's the hospital you were in, son. He goes, yeah, that's where I saw Jesus. And that's the first that his parents heard that he had a visit with Jesus.
Amazing.
And, yeah.
Amazing.
Remember what he said to his mother?
But
He says to his mother was cooking in the kitchen. He's talking to her. He says, I have a sister.
oh, yes,
She
that's
goes-
right.
She says, yeah, she's, in the other room. He goes,
Yeah.
no, I
I have a
have
sister
another
in
sister.
heaven.
A sister in heaven.
The mother had a
The
miscarriage.
It blew the mother's mind.
Oh, sure, because she had had a
Because he never knew
miscarriage.
that. He never knew it.
Well, the father asked the son, because the son said to him, Jesus showed me heaven. So the father said to the son, well, what's heaven like? He says, it's just like here, but better.
Yeah.
Now, I can only imagine that it was just like here, but better, that there's probably no disease, no hatred, no people, nobody hating each other,
No traffic.
no traffic.
Oh, my God.
Tommy.
Look what my life is.
I know.
Okay?
I know.
I'm on the road more than a Bedouin. You
Oh my
kidding?
goodness. Yeah. But no, yes, beautiful, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
And they say the color of the flowers we couldn't even imagine.
Can't
You
imagine.
you can't even give them a name
Yeah.
because the colors are so vibrant.
Everything is different on the other side. Whenever I have been to the other side or when I connect with loved ones on the other side for people, in my readings, you can't describe really in earthly words like the colors and you just can't. They're not colors that are here.
No, they're
So
colors
that's with the
they're
little
colors
boy.
you can feel.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're scents that actually take up your essence. Like you actually feel tingly You know what I mean? And I know I do when they're around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, or you get chills. Like it's tinglies, but
Listen,
you feel like it's
I tell
chills.
everybody, I said,
Yeah,
I
you
teach
feel
them.
kind of a vibration in your body.
Yeah.
I've been to tell you about that later.
Oh no!
No,
I
I've
can't
been-
wait
In
to.
private, I didn't hear this.
I've been, thinking about things and sometimes feeling a vibration, and I think that the vibration is telling me something that, giving me a message. But sometimes you don't know what the message is. But anyway, the little boy also said he was also seeing the angels too, and the angels he walked in. It was like almost a church, and the angels were all at the end, and he wanted them to sing a song for him. So he wanted a particular song. He said he says, "Can you sing for me? We Will Rock You."
Oh, my
Remember
God.
that? We will. And they started laughing and said, "No, we can't sing that."
It would have been interesting if they did.
Right? Anyway, but
I'm thinking about
funny a
Archangel.
4-year-old would think of that song and ask angels to sing it.
Archangel Shamuel
Shamuel,
is
love.
very much in charge of things like love, joy, music, and loves it when you're in the shower or any singing that we do.
Any music, but remember, Archangel Shamuel,
Oh.
okay,
Well, that's good to know
what?
that Samuel loves
Shamuel.
this stuff.
Loves music.
When you go to the other side, okay, provides the angelics the music that you will hear because he's the Archangel of love.
Right.
I just said he. Did you hear that?
Oh, I'm sure that now there are
was
angels that do
not
a
what I
lot of
normally do.
singing.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, he was just saying Archangel Shamuel and
Yeah, it
said,
just
"Hey."
came through in a masculine
Usually we
energy.
say she, but Shamuel or any of the angels are either masculine or feminine. They're neither or because they aren't.
They
human.
have no, they have no gender,
Right, no gender.
but they
they
appear.
come.
They have
Yeah.
no gender and no agenda.
No
True.
agenda.
All
That's
right, they come
true.
to you out of pure love.
A pure.
And the wings are just because that's the way we see them.
That's the way that we would expect to
Yes,
see
The
them.
way we
because-
expect to see them is how they would appear.
That's because of over the years and stuff like that, and what you see on TV, and not only TV, but just the way they're depicted since way back, all right, has been with wings.
Right.
I think what happened was when you saw them, they had the aura around them,
That's
and it
the
couldn't be
aura.
explained as anything other than wings.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, so they appear with their wings, and I believe that's an angelic aura.
Well, the halo is what's really the
the
aura,
aura.
and the wings also. I would agree with you. However, also what I have thought, these are just my own, just like we have our own opinions here, is that there were so many depictions of the angels in the Bible, and that they were flying or in midair or coming down
So they
from
must
the
have wings.
heavens, so they must have wings, But yeah, it's the aura because the
Either
way
that
the
or
angels, the way
Mhm.
the angels come to me is on a beautiful ray of light. That's how they come.
Yeah.
That's how I see
I've
them.
seen that. I've had pictures of that down at my beach. I had coming right down from the sun.
Yeah.
It looked like a ladder of it looked like you're shining a prism.
Yeah.
All the rainbow colors were in it, in the row. You can see it go right down.
Well, like I've seen Archangel Uriel come in many different ways, but my sister Judy and I had a wonderful experience when we had gone back to the room that our father had passed away in our house there, and we went back there, and it was the first time we went back, and there was this golden ray of light that came in, and it didn't come in through the window. It came down from the ceiling because he had seen us, my father had seen us crying, and Archangel Uriel came in to make us feel better and let us know, that he was okay. That was my father's guardian angel.
Really?
You know,
Uriel?
so yeah, Uriel.
So in other words,
Archangel
one of these
Uriel.
archangels could be a guardian angel to
Yes.
anybody?
Everybody has.
Mine is
We know
Zachariah.
they all have, but are they?
Yeah.
Well, you say that there's like
in
millions of them and
particular?
all. I guess maybe
Yeah.
maybe we all do get
Well, keep in
an
mind-
archangel as a guardian angel.
Keep in mind the angels, your guardian angels, okay? There are angels for everything you can think of. You know, if you're in school and you need an angel of, say, you're having a history test.
Right.
There's an angel who is a history teacher who will help you. They're
Give
not
you all
gonna
the
do it for
answers
you.
or what?
Well, let me tell you,
Test taking?
I've had experiences with this.
Test
I had a
taking?
friend of mine whose cousin was running the Boston Marathon the day of the bombing. He came in a half an hour before it happened.
Wow.
But her mother was up there, and she was in nursing school. And if you fail 2 tests, you're out. And she was there, and she was trying to frantically get in touch with them. She never studied. So I said to her, she was panicking, she was going to fail, blah, blah, blah. I said to her, what is the subject matter you're doing? So I called in those angels on that subject matter.
That's right.
I said to her, be confident, go to work, go to school, and go take your test. And she got an 87 without studying.
See?
Okay? She was so happy.
Amen.
She was so happy. She said to me, Tom, you want to go for a walk? We're going to walk around the park, the Bloomingdale Park. So I said, sure, we'll go. That day, we walked 6 laps around that giant park, but that's just one part of it. We're walking up from the bocce ball courts up this long stretch. It's about a little bit more than a quarter mile. And we're walking up this block, and a sparrow flies over my right shoulder and lands in front of us. And every time we caught up to him, he'd fly about 5-10 feet, land again, and wait for us to get there, and kept on walking all the way down this straightaway. When we got to the end of the straightaway, I happened to look up at the clouds, and you see Gabriel there?
Yeah.
He had his horn out like this, and he was playing his horn. And I said,
And there
you
he
see
was.
that? I said, there's your validation right there.
There he was.
And I tell you, she couldn't believe it. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, she couldn't believe it.
Well,
said,
I bet she became a believer that
Yeah, she
day
did. She
in
did.
the
She
angels.
did.
Yeah, sure.
"See that?"
Well, you know, when you were just talking about our archangels, our guardian angels, well, like Tommy was saying, that each angel has a purpose. And the thing is that God assigns each one of us a particular guardian angel when we're born to help us fulfill our soul's purpose in this incarnation. Okay?
Sure.
Now, I had done, remember, that was many years ago. I had done that for you. And Tommy's guardian angel is Archangel Zadkiel. So, and it fits perfectly.
How do you know who your guardian angel is, what their name
I
is?
could find, I'll let you know.
Okay.
You know what
I'd like to know so I can talk to him personally.
What happened to me is many, many years ago, we're talking about like at least 30 years ago, because I've always been in touch with the angels since I was a really little girl. I've been in communication with them. And this was about 30 years ago. As you know, I'm a professional astrologer, right?
Yes.
So, I would get downloads when I would go to sleep at night, and it still happens now from time to time, but literal downloads, literally, from the angels. And they told me how to figure that out, and I did. And it's a form of mysticism and astrology. And I put them both together, and every single time, that angel is absolutely correct. I've done like angel workshops where people who I had never met, and I would figure that out for them. And when that would happen, it would be like maybe what we were talking about, Archangel Shamuel. It would come out Archangel Shamuel, and it had everything to do with someone being a professional singer. And I didn't know they were a professional singer. Do you understand? But that was their guardian angel, and they were fulfilling their life's purpose, because Tommy is fulfilling his life's purpose here on this earth. Absolutely, for sure.
So are you.
Huh?
So are you.
Well, of course I am. We all are.
When
I was gonna say, I guess we all
I
are.
saw my guardian angel, okay, and she came to me, and she,
Yeah.
I'll tell you people, if you have the experience of meeting your guardian angel or any archangel, if you call upon them and you should happen to wake up and see them, do not fear. They are giant in size. Okay? And so was she, but she was incredibly beautiful. And her name is Genevieve. All right? The other one is Amanda or Amandin, something like that, along those lines. And I was like floored by that because that was a big experience for me. You know, it was at the very beginning of all of this. And I've always loved the name Genevieve. And now I know why.
That's a pretty name.
Yeah.
Now I know. I also love the other, Guinevere. I love that name.
That's pretty too, yeah.
Not, what's the other one I like? Guinevere, not Gwendolyn, Guinevere. That's it. Yeah, I guess that's it.
I remember reading a story once. I don't know why this came to mind, so I might as well tell the story because I wasn't thinking of it, but it came to mind.
Yeah.
I remember reading a story once about these 4 nurses that went to work. They were like wanted to help underprivileged people in countries that were third world countries and stuff. And this is what their purpose. They wanted to help people. So they all occupied a small kind of a bungalow, I guess you might say. The 4 of them lived together, and every day they went out to work into the village to tend to the people that needed them there. And they were amazed because the place was really racked with a lot of crime, a lot of people that were trying to really do bad things, but nobody ever touched them. Nobody ever bothered them. They were always safe. And so once they relayed that thought to someone, and the person turned around to them and said, "Well, who do you think is going to bother you with those 4 big, tall guys around your building every night?"
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I love that,
4
Christine.
angels,
That's great.
one on each corner of their just guarding the place. Every time they were home,
Good.
those angels were out there guarding. And that's how they found out.
And you can ask the angels to come and guard your home.
That's right, you can. I do. I have like a little porcelain angel sitting on top of the light on the front porch as a guardian of some, to
Yeah.
guard. And I just recently had to have the light bulb changed. So while the guy was changing the bulb, taking it apart, putting a new bulb in, I took the angel inside and gave it a good wash.
That's good, because your intention with that angel is that the angel is to guard your home.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And that's what it's about. Your intention is then
that's right.
instilled in that statue that represents the angels. And
It's
that's
like a
how
little
it's sent out
cherub
to your.
sitting on top of the light.
I love the little cherubs.
Yes.
You know?
Speaking of cherubs, what do they do?
They're
They
strong
are
and
super
tough.
powerful.
Yeah,
They are super
very,
powerful.
very powerful. People think they're just cute.
Who is it? Azrael. Azrael is seraphim.
Seraphim, we're talking cherubs. We were talking about
cherubs,
those
but
cute
seraphim
little.
is a very
Yeah.
powerful angel. Out of the archangels, there's a couple that are. We have a couple that are humans that became archangels. God loved them so much.
Well, because I thought that wasn't possible for a human to become an
that
angel.
would be Archangel Enoch, who was, that's not his archangel name, he's Metatron.
Mm-hmm.
It's Metatron, right?
Yes,
And Sandalphon is Elisha, I believe.
yes.
Yeah, so they
Absolutely.
were both human. God loved them so much.
They're
for the work
brothers,
that they
too.
did. Yeah, they're brothers, and he loved them so much for what they did. I mean, he was the, if you really should either read or listen to the audio book of the book of Enoch. And this was a book that was omitted from the Bible. Why? Because it shows that there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. I mean, if you read the book War and Peace and you took out the middle 5 chapters, would it make any sense? No.
I
That's
think.
exactly what they did. They omitted a lot of books.
Oh yeah,
They
and the
omitted a
book of
lot of books
Enoch is
because
just one.
that's just one. There's a book of Judas Iscariot. There's a lot of books.
I understand that some of the female figures in the early times of Jesus had written gospels that were omitted
Mary
from it.
Magdalene did.
Mary Magdalene,
Absolutely.
yes.
She's numero uno about that.
Well,
Absolutely.
The story with that
Yeah.
is so wrong that they picked her in Christianity and in
As
Catholicism as a tramp. She
And
was
she
nothing
wasn't.
but that.
Yeah, right. She
She
wasn't.
came from a very, very rich family. Okay.
They also say that Jesus was married to her.
There's a lot of people that
we
believe
can
that.
get on
Yeah.
with that. But the story goes is that she was Joseph of Arimathea niece, okay? And she would accompany him on all his trips all abroad into India, everything else. And she was learned. And in India is where she met Jesus. All right, they became close. But then when they separated, she came back and stuff like that. Later on, Jesus was preaching. Because there's years that you don't hear about him, where he was. All right? And that's where he was. And when he came back, they got together again. All right? She, along the path, she's seen these poor people and poor women that were destitute. All right? And what she did is she had Joseph of Arimathea, she asked him to build her a house with many rooms, and he did. And she would house these people of, wayward lives, who were prostitutes, who were this, who were thieves, who were whatever it was. She took them in, and she taught them a vocation so they can go out and be useful. All right, but it was because of the depiction that she was taking in. All right, that they wanted to stone her as being one of them. All right, and then Jesus said, "He goes, he who's without sin, throw the first stone."
Yeah.
And they were convicted by their own
They all
words.
dropped their stones and walked
Okay?
away.
And they walked away. Why did they walk away? Because they were convicted of their own.
Yeah, they were guilty too.
Self-righteousness.
Yeah, they
Okay?
had sin on their souls.
That's right. And that is the story. The Grail that they depict as a cup, that may very well be a cup. But the Grail is the bloodline of Jesus, the lineage. And I know this because I was the Templar Knight, that took them to France, which was Britannia. I was there. You don't want to believe that? I don't care. All right? But I was there. I was that guy. That was my job, to protect them. Wherever they went in this world. That's why you see many depictions of the Blessed Mother. Kuan Yin, Our Lady of Guadalupe, Our Lady of
Yes, they say.
Fatima.
Glad you mentioned Kuan Yin.
Yeah, because
She's the essence of the Blessed Mother.
She's
Chinese
not the essence.
deity.
She is the Blessed Mother.
Yeah.
An incarnation.
An incarnation of her, because the Blessed Mother appears wherever she goes. If she appears in China, she'll be Asian looking. She
Right.
appears wherever she goes. She takes the ethnicity.
It's different.
Right, it's true.
I
So
couldn't say
that
it.
she can be recognized,
Yeah.
just like what we were talking about the angels before with the wings. That's how people depict them.
Speaking of the Blessed Mother, I will give you a heads up on this. When you find dimes, say you
Yeah,
find
all the
dimes
times.
in the street, it's her leaving them there to let you know she's around you. I found 2 in the same place yesterday.
I just found one in my truck.
Really?
You know where the seat gets screwed into the ground?
Yeah.
It's right on top of the screw. Wasn't there. It's there now.
I just happened to pull up to a parking space and get out, and right next to my Jeep was 2 dimes.
And how about the people who find feathers? My
Oh, I find them all the
goodness
time.
gracious.
I get
My
feathers.
goodness gracious, all the time.
I have a friend that saves every one that she finds.
Yeah, well, and the birds also. The birds really connect you.
What happens by my house with the birds?
I know, the birds.
Oh my God! I got doves that come and land, sit with me, and chirping at me.
I love to wake up in the morning and hear the doves cooing.
They're cooing, yeah.
Oh, I love that
They just made
sound.
babies.
I could just lay in my bed.
Yeah,
and
they
listen
just
to
made
that.
babies in my neighbor's tree, and they were teaching them how to fly. Now they're all together flying around.
Yeah.
But then the babies will leave the nest and.
One time, some birds. I have like this covered porch, and these birds built a nest right under the eave.
Yeah.
Just knew just where to go to keep out of the weather. And
Yeah.
raised they had 4 little birds, and then I was bringing seed out there to make it easier for them too.
Well, you're giving them room and board. You're not even charging them.
That's right. Then I would
away.
come home at night, and I'm going in the front door, and the father bird is flapping his wings and yelling at me.
How about you with your squirrel? Huh? That sweet
I call it a squirrel. I call it the first one. I was so angry, got hit by a car.
I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have
No,
brought
no, but
that up.
the one I have now, this funniest thing, comes up to my door, and she looks in the door like this, looking for me. Taps on the door. The dogs go crazy. My two dogs, they go nuts.
If you go to the Boston Common in Boston, right? You go into the park and you have a peanut and you can hand it to the squirrel. They'll take it from you. Then it goes under the bush and you hear crunch, crunch, crunch that it ate the peanut. Comes back out and goes, give me
Wants
another one.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, with more.
Oh, how
And
cute,
also
right?
another thing is, if you put your arms out like that, the birds land on you.
You know, and Archangel Ariel, remember, Tommy, when we were talking about Archangel Ariel
Look
on
at all the
the...
stuff that happened.
Yeah, I know. It's been amazing. And, you know, you were talking about numbers before.
Yeah.
Her number is 444. And
All the time.
That's who?
All the
everything,
time.
444.
And what's the angel's name?
Ariel.
Ariel.
Ariel's 4, because I just saw 444 today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to get some money. That's abundance.
Oh, yeah?
That's good.
That's abundance?
But
Oh, that's
Remember,
good to
we
know.
told you, so we get 10%.
Okay.
Yeah, and now you have us sitting on each side of you about Archangel Ariel. Archangel Ariel. Oh my goodness, my puppy's named after Archangel Ariel.
Oh, really? Yeah, they're cute. She has those two little ones.
I know. Yeah,
We
but
did.
Ariel, we did
a
Go ahead.
podcast on Ariel.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Everything was just falling into line.
Perfect.
Perfectly.
It was
Every
just
single
perfect.
thing. We had, we have our items that we vend at our store, but everything fell into line. The business picked up. This, that, all these different things.
Yeah.
All boom, 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 boom. It still goes on.
Wow.
Since Ariel,
Wow.
since we connected with Archangel Ariel, she's just so beautiful. Your love of animals, because she's the one who takes care of the animals.
Oh, really?
And yes,
Ariel,
and
I could use some help.
Yeah, well, you should really maybe look her up and find out more information about her. You'll love her. And you just saw 444.
I've been familiar with, just today, actually, on my clock at home. I was just happening to glance at the clock.
I get it a lot of times. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll see
Yeah.
that. Or what was the last one?
If I get up during the night to go use
got
the bathroom or
316.
something, I check the clock.
I got 316, John 316.
Yeah.
I get 316. I get trees. I get a lot of them. I know who it is. I know who they are. And I go from, okay, thank you. Thanks for being here.
And you know,
Right out.
Christine, earlier we were talking about that we were going to talk about portals a little bit earlier. So I just wanted to mention, because of the way that you're saying about the three numbers, we have the Lionsgate coming up pretty soon, right? And Ariel is connected with the lion. Remember that?
Lioness of God.
Yes, the Lioness of God. And for you to be seeing the 444, and now we have, pretty soon, we're going to be having the Lionsgate come up with the 3 8s, So this is important.
Eights are very lucky, they say.
Yeah, 8s, as above, so below, infinity. Yeah, the 8s are beautiful.
8's of money, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear like if you have like a lottery ticket, if you write the number 8 on a piece of paper and put it with the ticket, it should bring you some luck.
Yeah, well, numbers are vibrations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, numbers are vibrations.
Colors are vibration, too.
And colors are vibrations, yeah. Yes, absolutely. One of the things that I do is it's considered color healing. And within any of my healing sessions, I always incorporate the colors. And the reason that I feel it all goes together is because that color vibration is really the vibration of an angel, a particular angel, like the color green with
I just heard
Archangel
when
Raphael.
you said that. They
What?
said it's the color of life,
Yeah,
is what they just said.
that's beautiful. Yeah.
Because as you're saying it, I'm seeing it, and then I hear the voice.
Green,
All the
All the colors.
all the colors.
The combination.
The colors of life. Our whole life has been colored. If it was black and white, they say that dogs, cats, and you see black and white.
I don't believe
I don't know how
that.
they know
I don't believe that at all.
I don't believe
I
it.
don't.
No. Bailey, who, God rest his soul, his favorite color, my doggie, his favorite color was yellow. He only liked yellow toys. And no, excuse me. That was, excuse me, that was Capri. Bailey loved pink. He only loved, and he was a boy. Yeah.
See, I never noticed dogs loving colors.
They love colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know who came up with the idea that they can only see black and white, because I
either.
always
No,
said,
you know what it
how
is?
do they know?
I don't believe it.
I just think that was some kind of veterinary thing. You know,
I
that they
don't
said
believe
that.
it. See, you don't believe it either.
I don't believe it. I don't believe. So you know how many people say that? Oh, you know, your dog cannot be buried with you because it doesn't have a soul.
No,
That's
they
bull.
don't. They say that's illegal.
Yeah,
What's
well,
illegal?
They say it's illegal. I got news for you. When I buy the farm, I got them canisters of my pups. They're coming right with me.
Yeah, sure, why not? I
Okay.
mean, they're ashes.
Yeah,
It's
but
not like...
cemeteries
That's it.
won't allow it.
No, people put them in
They
their
ain't gonna
casket.
know it.
Cemetery
Into
doesn't even know.
They ain't gonna know it.
That's right.
Right.
Just put them in,
Hey, look, I got
line
no
them up
problem.
in
My
your
brother's
casket with you.
He's my kid brother. He's a funeral director. I'll just tell him, slip this stuff in here.
People do it all the time, and nobody bothers to even think about it. They just...
I know, but I know people that have asked about that.
I
and
went
that-
to a wake once, and the guy's wife was there. It was my sister's friend, and she couldn't go because she was in Ohio, so she asked me to go visit the funeral parlor. And I was talking to the fellow's wife, the fellow that died, and she said, "Your organization adopted this little dog to my husband, and we have the ashes going right with him in the casket."
That's so nice.
Yeah. She
That's
said he
so
wanted
nice.
him with him.
That's it.
I want my babies with me. All my babies that have been, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I would
know.
have so many that there wouldn't be any room for me.
I know.
It's the truth. I had so many. I mean, don't forget, Frank Dudley and I had the organization many years ago. So we ended up with a lot of dogs. I had 13 at one time.
My friend Gina, her cat, just had kittens. 4 adorable black kittens. They're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to him, "And you're going to be doing what with them?" She goes, "I don't know." I said to her, "I know me. I have 4. I have 2 cats. Now I have 6.
Yeah, right.
I
know.
could
People
never
do
give
that.
them
I couldn't.
away.
Once I give them love, I can't. Ignore
Yeah.
it.
Never.
Years ago, my
These people bring these people, the dogs to the pound when they're like 16, 17 years old because they don't want to deal with the practice. And maybe
Or
break it
drop them off on
Yeah.
the side of the road.
I know. Well, people who do that,
Oh,
they bring a lot of bad karma on themselves because God doesn't
Absolutely.
like that. Those
Absolutely.
are His creatures. You don't do that.
How can you do that?
You
when
know,
an
how
animal
can you
gives
do that?
20
If
years,
you are so
16
heartless
years?
that you could let go of an animal like that, then you're going to have to deal with God someday because He don't like that because those are His
Unconditional-
creatures.
unconditional love. Unconditional love.
I got my grandboy here.
Oh, look.
Oh, look who's here. Oh, boy, they're getting big. Anyway.
How much time we got? We got
So,
some, right?
anyway, as we were saying, as far as that's concerned, no, you have to be kind to animals because God is watching.
God is always watching.
He's always watching everything, but especially his creatures.
Because that's unconditional love.
That's right.
And, they're here for us, to give us
I have
love
a
and
friend of
fulfill
mine-
us.
I have a friend of mine, Janice. She's a retired state trooper in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Always had German Shepherds. And after the last German Shepherd, this cat somehow fell into her hands. She's never had a cat. And now she has this cat, and she had him for many years, okay? And he just, out of the clear blue, just killed over and he passed away. She was doing CPR on the cat. She was trying to revive him.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out why. And she has so much trouble getting past this. And I told her about my experience same thing with Jack. I was crushed. I couldn't breathe. All right.
Tell me
I
about
found somebody online. It was recommended to me. Her name is Brent Atwater, and she has a group, groups, that you can join the group and pay. But those people helped me so much to deal with the loss of him. 'Cause
Yes.
they're never really gone. They're still with you.
Oh, yeah.
They're just in a different form.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay, in a different vibration. But the point of it, they're with you all the time. And what you need to do, like I was driving into Brooklyn one day, and he was on my mind, and I had his toy on my seat, okay? And, because I could still smell him on the toy. And I had his toy on my seat. They brought it with me, like and right in front of me is a flatbed tractor trailer. And the little piece in the back from the flatbed? There's a sticker, "I love my Jack Russell."
Wow, hot stuff.
I mean, you can't make it up.
No.
No.
And there was the the mini rainbow. So I knew Jack was with me.
Absolutely.
Because now, for the first time, he was allowed to come with me anytime I went out driving. You know, I'd take him.
I've had so many animals, mostly dogs, and they're all gone now because of age and whatever. Anyway, though, but I'm laying in bed at night, and I swear,
You
I
could feel him.
I could feel them getting up on the bed with me. I could feel it, and sometimes I actually look to see if it's the one cat that I have in the house, because sometimes she jumps up on the bed too. But very often I don't see anything, but I do feel sometimes they lean up against me.
I know. Jack does that, but Cassie, who I had gotten 3 years after Jack passed away, she was a baby. She was only 3 years old. She was a Bichon, and she was so good. She would sleep in the bed with us, but she would, like, if she had to go use the pot, she'd go down. She'd step on the thing I have in front of the bed, a little chest, and then go down and jump on. She'd come to the side of the bed if she was lazy. And she would just sit there and stare at me, and I knew she was there. I would put my arm down like this off the bed. She'd wrap around like this, and I'd pick her up and put her on the bed.
Yeah.
I mean, she was just, and then when she passed away suddenly like that, I was crushed. Now they thought my wife called the doctor. I lost my daughter, I lost my best friend, I lost my brother. I lost all in a row within 50 days.
Wow.
Yeah, they were writing prescriptions left and right. They go, my wife says, you better do something because he's going to kill somebody. You know? And I was hair trigger. And I'm not like that, you know, but, you know, it was just too much overwhelming loss.
I understand.
I lost
Very much so.
three close people in the course of 7 months. That wasn't easy either.
No.
Well, you don't want me to compare notes on that
No,
one.
you won. You won that race. And besides, I want to tell you something. When you said Judy before,
Yeah.
you know what I heard?
Judy is my sister who passed away.
Judy likes to
and
play
Judy plays games with Tommy.
She likes him now.
Every time she says Judy, my sister Judy, I hear, and my boy Elroy from the Jetsons. I don't know why, but it's every
Well,
time.
that's
It's like-
because of the song.
it's kind of funny because the minute she
I've
says
only
it,
known
ping.
one
only
Judy
you,
in my life.
you know, only you. It only happens when you say it.
Yeah, you told me that. It isn't like when other people say
No.
Judy. You know, you guys listening to you talk, and I've talked about this before on different shows.
I get a scent just now,
You know, who?
like a perfumey scent
Of what?
of some kind of
Was it
Oh,
manly?
Judy
Come
might
ki-
be here right
come-
now.
some kind of very sweet smell. And when it's
Yeah.
sweet, it's good.
Yeah,
Maybe it's your sister. Who knows?
yeah.
Because you're talking about her.
Beautiful, beautiful woman,
Yeah,
Judy.
I'll bet.
Beautiful woman.
If she's anything like you,
Well, Mary tells me all the time because you would have loved my sister.
yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, I definitely would have.
Yeah.
probably. I
Yeah,
would. I
very
probably would have
spiritual
too.
woman, wonderful
yeah.
numerologist.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful numerologist, very metaphysical person,
Mm-hmm.
and but anyway, so what I wanted to say is that I believe that pets reincarnate many times,
Absolutely.
and the reason I know that, and I've talked to Tommy about this before, and I think I talked to you years ago on one of your
Why don't you
shows
tell her
about
what you
it.
did? That you went all the way to Arizona because that's their incarnation.
Well, yes. When I
Almost made her cry. Did you see her
first
face?
time, okay, because I had Capri many years ago, my little Angelica Capri, and she passed away. It devastated me, literally, completely devastated me. So I called upon Archangel Michael to help give me strength and to help me get her back. You see, because Capri and I had made a pact together a couple of days before she passed away that she would never leave me and she would come back to me. And she
Did
came
you
back
know
to
she
me.
was going at that point or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
We knew, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There was nothing else. Anyway, so, and then I used the combination of astrology because I'm a soul astrologer, an esoteric astrologer. So I can see, when I do an astrological chart, I can see all the lifetimes. And I knew when her soul would reincarnate and the longitude and the latitude. The first time she came back was my Gabriella, and that was in Upper New York State. The next time, though, after Gabriella had left this earth, where Capri came back was through Ariel. However, the longitude and latitude from the dates and everything that I had found was out in Arizona.
You realize what you just did. You validated the fact that the dogs and the animals have souls.
Oh, they do have
Oh,
souls.
they have
we
souls.
know
You know
that.
how many people don't believe
You
that?
wanna
My
hear
husband
something?
wasn't happy to
My
have to go to
my friend,
Arizona.
very quickly, because we're going to have to close. We
Go
got
ahead.
1
We
minute.
got 1 minute.
My friend Frank had a dog when I met him. The dog was 16 years old and full of arthritis. And I started giving the dog Motrin. And after she started in her food, she was jumping around like a puppy. And she knew. And then the dog had to come to live with me for a little while, and she died in
Yeah.
my house. Okay? And the dog knew that I did a lot to help her with her pain and the fact that everything. I was helping this dog. Okay?
Probably give her Reiki,
After
too.
she died,
I'm sure you were giving her
oh
Reiki.
yeah, and after she died, okay, she died one day. Okay, I'm wrapping it up. After she died, I wanted to say, I'm laying in bed, and she was right in front of me. I saw her.
Yes, you did.
And I said to her, listen, baby, I said, I know you're here to say thank you because you had a good last 6 months of your life because I was helping you.
Aw.
And I said to her, but you move on now, you go on, and then someday we'll get together at the Rainbow Bridge, okay? And I never saw her again. But she was there to say thank you to me. She knew.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I have to say goodnight to everybody because we're out of time.
Yeah.
And I would thank you both for being here. We had a very nice
Conversation.
I'm sure that our audience will enjoy it. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Many blessings.